So yeah, you guys just got back from the big tour, the big European tour. How was that?
It was great, man. It was a lot of fun. we played like 7 shows in Germany. Spent the last half of the tour in Germany, and where we had the albums released there, and we're associated with the label in Germany, and so those shows went really well. We're pretty excited about playing that country and going back there more. And overall, it was a lot of fun.
Cool. So where was your favorite place that you went to?
Uh, hmm. Well, we were in this little town in Germany called Erlangen, and we happened to be there for three three nights. Tim was sick for a couple of days, and we had to cancel a show in Zurich, Switzerland. So we ended up staying 3 nights in Erlangen, and I don't know. It was just nice. It was nice to to spend that much time in a little town because it's kind of a small university town in Germany, and that was really lovely just because it was so peaceful, and it was nice to have like a little break in the middle. But that sticks out for me. But I mean, all the cities were quite interesting and nice, but we didn't get to spend the time that we got to spend in Erlangen and in these other cities. So generally, it's in and out. But I'm curious about all of these places. It's just a matter of going back and kind of seeing them again and again and actually kind of getting a feel for it.
What was the reception like over there compared to, say, when you guys play shows here in Canada and Newfoundland?
The reception, Germany in particular it was really great. I shouldn't leave out all the other shows. I mean, it was all. Yeah, I mean, we've been to England a handful of times, so we have a little bit of a following there. I think maybe that we started in London. It's hard to tell sometimes. We started in London, and I'd say 50% of the audience was Canadian. I think, which is awesome, but you kind of like part of you wishes. Well, I wish there were more people from London here or whatever, in all the rest of the world, because it sounds kind of mean or something, but obviously we're thankful for all the people coming out. But anyways, I'm rambling here. Germany, in particular, the audiences were really really great. They're very attentive. They don't really dance a lot or anything like that. They don't move a lot, but they're like they're really quiet and attentive and really listen to the music. And then when the song is over, they kind of in our case they were kind of like just erupting in applause. And it was weird. We kind of had to get used to that. We were just trying to figure out if they were into the show or not. You kind of very quiet. Is anyone actually into the music? And then at the end of the song or end of the show or whatever, it's just like 5 minutes of applause. So it was a different experience, but it's very cool. Yeah.
Right. So did you get to sightsee as much as you wanted to, or were you kind of too busy with the music?
Yeah. I mean, we never. I don't know. Sightseeing. We don't really sightsee so much. Maybe we just. We didn't get a great chance. Actually, to be honest, we were in Paris for 3 days at the end of it. When we arrived in Paris, we had 2 nights for our show.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you could say, we went to the cemetery where we were staying right next to the cemetery where all those famous people are buried, Jim Morrison and everyone, and Oscar Wilde. So that was kind of, I guess, a touristy thing to do. But other than that, I mean, generally, if we get a chance to walk around in our immediate neighborhood, we do it. But I wouldn't say we generally have like an itinerary of like, okay, we must go to this place, and it's never like that. But that's fine. It's nice just to kind of be in the city and just go to a coffee shop and try to find a decent cafe for lunch or whatever, and that's kind of the vibe when we actually do have some time to chill out.
Yeah. Are there any places over there that you guys haven't hit up yet that you'd like to hit up in the future?
Jeez. Italy. I'd like to go to Italy.
Cool.
For probably numerous reasons, but I don't know. I want coffee. I really want to try. But apparently, it's the best coffee in the world. So,
Yep.
No, yeah. That we talked about that. I mean, we're excited to go anywhere we haven't gone, and yeah, I don't know if we have a list, but yeah. I mean, I'd love to go to. I really want to go to Iceland, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I watched that Sigur Rós film a few years ago many times, and kind of just fell in love with that place just, through that film because it was so beautifully shot. And yeah, I mean, I know many bands kind of visit there. I know Richard Coyne has been over there and played some shows, or maybe he just visited, I'm not sure. Patrick Watson seems to, go back there year after year, and I know there's pretty good. Yeah, they welcome bands, and I think there's some festivals there, and I'm definitely intrigued with Iceland. I hope we get a chance to go there sometime. But yeah.
So you guys just released your brand new EP, Christmas EP. How did that go?
We did. How did it go? Or how did it?
Yeah, how was the reception? Yeah, how was that go?
Yeah, no. I mean, I've read a few things online. Seems like, and then friends and stuff. Everyone seems to enjoy it. It's funny, we just we didn't really think much about it. When we went in to record it, kind of came from, I guess, the Christmas shows. And, we've done 4 Christmas shows, 5
Right.
Christmas shows in a row. We tend to do these big shows in St. John's every year, and try to get cover Christmas songs, cover some Christmas songs, try to arrange some Christmas songs or whatever for these shows every year. And I guess after doing it so much, we realized we had a couple tunes and arrangements that we really enjoyed, and then there were some original tunes that Tim had written that kind of dealt with that time of year, dealt with the holidays and Christmas. So yeah, it was weird. We went into the studio in February, just kind of casually. We had I guess just a break at home, and we booked some time in the studio in St. Philip's. And yeah, we just kind of went in there, just laid down some stuff, and it was all pretty chill. We didn't really get it finished right away. I think we were in there for 4 or 5 days, and Tim got appendicitis, and the session was cut short, so we had to.
Tim doesn't seem like he has much luck.
Yeah, right. So
oh
yeah,
my
we
goodness.
kind of. Oh yeah, he's sick in Germany, and yeah. Anyways, yeah, no. So I guess it got put on hold for a couple months.
Yeah.
We did a bunch of overdubs and whatnot at Romish and Tim's place.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, sorry, I'm just going on and on here about the recording process, but I guess it was mixed in the summer, and then it kind of came out just a couple weeks ago. And it's a funny thing that strikes me. It's been so long since we've released something. I guess Seeds was released almost 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't really think much of the EP. It was fun. We were happy with it. We mixed it, and we were like, okay, this is cool, whatever. And then we put it out, and there's just all these people kind of talking about it and listening to it, and it kind of I don't know, at least me, it kind of reminded me. It's oh yeah, there's a bunch of people out there that are listening to us. That when we say we're going to release something, they're actually kind of excited and want to hear it, and it was weird. This kind of, so it seems to me like it's incredibly positive because there's this buzz around this little EP we made, which kind of just happened so organically and just kind of we didn't we obviously we put a lot of thought into it, but it just I don't know, it was just kind of a fun recording project for us, and because like I said, we did it here in St. John's and did it at the Voice Place, Voice Houses, so it's always interesting then to put it out there and there's all these people kind of I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. of a wake up call that, oh yeah, there's a bunch of people that want to hear us or that are fans of the band. And anyways, I hope that answers your question.
Right. I know it's a Christmas album, so obviously it's a little bit stylistically different, but do you think that it's any different musically from the other things you put out?
I hope so. You know, I hope. That's a good question. I think, you know, I think we're hopefully always evolving and approaching music in somewhat kind of new and fresh ways. Yeah. I think there's definitely things in there that are different. Like one thing that sticks out maybe is like a song called "The First Snow,"
Yeah.
which is basically just kind of Tim cut that song on the piano on his piano or a piano, sorry, just kind of live off the floor, super kind of slow mellow tune, and then I guess some strings were added later. But then we were kind of worried about the vibe of it, or it sounded like too sweet, I suppose, maybe. So Romesh and I actually, I don't know if I'm giving away too many secrets here, but no, that's a cool story. But Tim had made a little recording of a snowplow. He just on his iPhone one day, I think he was taking a walk in winter, or I don't know when it was, and he made a recording of a snowplow, just kind of plowing the streets. And it was like, you know, a couple minutes long, whatever. And it was super, you know, the wind was, it was like the microphone was crapping out. The wind just kind of, a really kind of lo-fi recording of the snowplow. And
Right.
He had talked about maybe we could somehow put this in a song or in this song, "The First Snow" or something. I don't know. And then one day Romesh and I were at Romesh's place, and he took this recording and kind of reamped it and ran it through a guitar amp, just this snowplow, and the guitar amp happened to be kind of hooked up to like 25 guitar pedals, and we just sat down and just manipulated this track of the snowplow and with all kinds of delay pedals and weird reverbs and whatnot going on this track of the snowplow, and essentially that's what ended up on the First Snow. Like it's pretty subtle in the end, but there's this kind of if you listen to it, there's this kind of this noise track going through the whole thing.
Right.
And I think that's it's my alarm is going off on my phone. Okay, there we go. So I think that's definitely a something that we probably wouldn't have done in the past. So that's kind of a different direction musically. Okay, that took 5 minutes to tell, but there you go.
It's all right.
So, is this live?
No. It's recorded.
Okay.
So don't even worry about it. So you guys get the shows coming up next. 2 weeks from now, is it?
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going out to Grand Falls and Corner Brook before the St. John's ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, they're fast approaching. I wish they were happening sooner, actually. To be honest. But we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a horn section playing a three-piece horn section, kind of joining us on certain tunes on these shows, and actually making the trip to Grand Falls and Corner Brook. So that's exciting. We're going to be traveling with a bunch of friends. I mean, not to mention East of Empire, the opening band. They're coming as well. So I think there's going to be like 21, 22 of us kind of bouncing around the highway, hitting up going to Grand Falls, Corner Brook, the Arts and Culture Center there, and back for a couple days, and then the Mile 1 thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of your openers, East of Empire and Plants of Animals, what do you guys think about those bands?
Yeah, well, Plants and Animals we've been fans of for ever since their first record, and I guess we've had a chance to play with them a couple times now. They played on George Street with us maybe in the last year, the George Street Festival maybe. Mm-hmm. So we've been big fans of them for a while. We were just kind of scratching our heads over, like, because we often, I mean, it's great to get local openers, but we often, like, try to come up with a band in Canada that we really love. If what if we could get them to come in and open for us? Because I guess it's kind of an attractive idea. We do so well here with attendance and audience and ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
So to ask a band like, hey, we'll fly you into St. John's. We'd really love if you come in. If you come in and open for us. It's like a show playing like 3,000 people, and maybe that band had never been to St. John's. I mean, in Plants and Animals' case, they've been here a couple times in the last few months. But so we kind of sat down and discussed who we wanted to get, and Plants and Animals ended up being those. They were available and they were excited about it. So here they are, and then East of Empire are just really, really great. I don't know if you've heard, but they're like 19, 20-year-old guys, and they just write really, really amazing stuff. And I don't know, I've only seen them like maybe 3 or 4 times now, but I've become friends with them over the last 6 months or so. And Romish had done a couple of demos and recorded them in his house. So that's when I first kind of was exposed to their music. But they're just inspiring musicians, and we're happy to kind of have them, in a way, be in a position where we can help them out, I guess, and get them in front of maybe a larger audience than they're used to playing to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, super excited about playing with those guys, for sure.
So, what are your plans for the upcoming future?
Upcoming year?
Well, once we finish these shows, I guess it's Christmas time, Christmas holidays, hang out, chill out with friends, and then January, February, and March, I don't think we'll be doing a single show. We'll be home, writing the next record, which we're very excited about. I mean, we're excited about being home that long without having to kind of run off and do a tour, to kind of just be home for 3 months in a row like that. I think we'll be very productive. And Tim's going to bounce out to San Francisco for the month of January and just try to be in a new environment and try to write some new tunes that he feels he needs to write. And yeah, we'll be working on. I mean, there's definitely. We took September and demoed, I guess, about 8 or 9 songs. There's something like a master list of like 20 new songs. But a lot of them need work, and we really haven't had the chance to work on them. So yeah, it's going to be hopefully quite the productive 3 months, and then after that, I think there's talks of Australia in April.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Maybe for a few weeks, and then once we return from that, most likely just kind of looking into getting in a studio and making a record. So yeah, it's an exciting time in a band's life when the touring kind of just slows down a bit, and you get to kind of get back to making music, which is, I guess, essentially why you started doing it in the first place, or at least we did. Not to say, there's anything bad. I don't have anything against touring, but it is nice, and it's unfortunate that the way the timeline for a band works. It seems you make a record and then you tour it for 2 years and you make another record, and it's just so much time between kind of the creative process, the recording process that it can be tough and a little discouraging sometimes. But yeah, we're pretty excited about just spending 3 months at home and writing.
Okay, thank you, Adam, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for rambling. Yeah, no problem. Sorry that my voice is so scratchy and I'm still lying in bed, but yeah, it was okay.
That's all right.
So, all right, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you.